Hello, I'm Bill Peterson, Minnesota probate attorney. A common misconception that many Minnesota families have during the probate proceeding is to assume that the lawyer hired by the executor is there to represent all family members. This is not so. The executor, who is also known as the personal representative, hires the attorney to represent him or her in the probate proceeding. The attorney's job is to look out for the best interests of the executor. Now, the best interests of the executor are sometimes not the same as the best interests of the other heirs. Let me tell you about a story about a family in Egan. A woman, who we will call Joyce, was the executor of her mother's estate. During Mom's last year of life, she put Joyce's name on her bank accounts. When Mom died, there was about $40,000 in the account. Joyce retained a lawyer, and we will call him Attorney Smith, to help her with the probate. Then a question came up. Does the $40,000 in the bank belong only to Joyce, or is it to be split 4 ways among all the children? Now, Joyce thinks it belongs to her. Her brother George thinks it should be divided between all the children. George calls Attorney Smith for his advice. George thinks that the lawyer is there to decide probate issues for the entire family. As Joyce's lawyer, Attorney Smith takes her side and says that the money belongs only to Joyce. If George thinks Attorney Smith is there to represent the entire family, he may just assume that the attorney is giving him an impartial interpretation. Well, you can see where the confusion can begin. While Attorney Smith is not allowed to lie to George or to do anything unethical, the lawyer's primary loyalty is to Joyce. Joyce is his client, and Attorney Smith is obliged to protect her within legal bounds. When a debatable question such as ownership of a bank account comes up, George would be well advised to contact his own probate attorney for advice on questions that may affect his interest as an heir. Now, the best practice for Attorney Smith is to advise George when he calls that he, Attorney Smith, represents Joyce and not the entire family. The attorney does not have a legal obligation to tell this to George. However, it is a good idea so as to avoid misunderstandings later on. Another misunderstanding that can arise is if George calls Attorney Smith to get copies of documents or other records. George may become upset if Attorney Smith refuses or says that he must first get Joyce's approval. Once again, it's important for the family to understand that the attorney is there to assist Joyce. He cannot provide help or information to family members unless Joyce approves. When all of the family members understand the role of the attorney for the executor, it can help avoid bruised feelings and misunderstandings. When family members disagree on how the estate should be administered, the other family members should get their own attorney. I'm Bill Peterson, Minnesota probate attorney. If your family is dealing with a probate proceeding, I can help. Call me toll-free at 1-888-910-5297 for a free, no-obligation consultation. Thank you, and have a good day.